Hi there, I'm Michelle from The Recipe Bandit, and today we're going to talk about making our own beef jerky. We make a lot of beef jerky at home. There's a lot of reasons to make your own beef jerky at home, but really the expense of beef jerky now is the biggest one. The second one, of course, is you don't have preservatives if you make it on your own. It's better tasting. You can customize the ingredients that you put into the marinade to your own tastes, and it doesn't take that long to do. Jerky is just meat strips, which we will talk about that, in a flavorful marinade, we will talk about that, processed in a little food dehydrator. I will talk about that too. We don't use the oven. You can dehydrate in your oven, and our recipes on our website at therecipebandit.com do have an oven method. I've got to say that the oven dehydrating takes a really long time. You've got to pay attention to it, and it's not our favorite. We don't actually do it that way. We've put it there because people asked us to, but we don't actually cook it that way. So we are going to cook it using our food dehydrator. About the food dehydrator, one misconception that people have is that a food dehydrator is very expensive. They have come down so much in previous years that now on Amazon, I'll put a couple of links into ones that I use and my friends and neighbors use, that they're about $40. They don't cost a lot of money anymore. They used to be hundreds, but on Amazon, they're not expensive. A food dehydrator is simply a little machine that has a temperature control that usually goes from about 95 to 160. All it is a little fan with a little heater. There are trays that are stackable, and you can usually buy extras if you want to, but you'll notice that you can see through them. That's so the air can pass through them. You use as many trays as you want. You put your jerky strips on here, you layer them on top of each other, you set it to a temperature, and then you just check it periodically. It is so easy to use a food dehydrator. And like I said, they are now affordable. So look for links in the description of gadgets that we used in today's recipe if you want to take a look. So I've put the dehydrator away for now, but let's talk about what kind of meat you need when you're making your own beef jerky. Where do you even start? So what you want to do is get a London broil or top round roast. This kind of a roast here, this is a London broil. You can tell it's a flatter, wider cut. It's not very thick, but that's okay. If you have a top round roast, you're just going to want to get it into strips. The best jerky strips are lean meat that has been cut into strips between 1/8 and 1/4 of an inch thick. You don't really want them thicker than that. They will take too long to dehydrate. 1/4 inch is about the thickness that we want for this. You want to cut your meat across the grain, if you can, into strips, because it'll make it more tender. It just makes the jerky better. So when you cut the meat, what you want to do is you want to cut across the grain. You're going to just cut so that you have strips. You don't want them too thick. We can change the length of these later. We can also remove any fatty pieces, but this is what you're looking for. I don't know if you guys can see that, but you just want to cut the strips. But I did want to show you just how easy it is. Using a sharp knife and partially frozen meat makes this so much easier. So they're not perfect. They're not going to be. Please don't expect that of yourself. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to put them into a zip top bag where we can set them away into the refrigerator until we're ready, because the marinade is what's going to be what we're going to make next. For right now, we are just going to move all of the meat into a bag, get it into the refrigerator, and we will start making the marinade. The marinade is the star. One thing with beef jerky marinades is you really need to be cognizant of the salt. We are using soy sauce in this marinade for our sweet and spicy beef jerky. That is all the salt that you need. We're going to use garlic powder, not garlic salt. You can't take the salt out once it's in. It can ruin everything. So having said all of that, these ingredients here in front of me are going to be combined in this giant measuring cup that I love. I use for everything. Let's combine this marinade. We have some brown sugar, soy sauce, Worcestershire, teriyaki sauce, some balsamic vinegar, some liquid smoke, some apple juice, and some cut up jalapeno peppers. We've left the seeds inside. It's the perfect balance of sweet and spice in this marinade, you guys. Like, I'm so excited to make this. I haven't made it in a while. We're going to start with the minced onions, garlic powder. I'm going to use our honey. I have a little spatula here because the honey never wants to come out. Our black pepper, our red chili flakes. And we're going to put in our brown sugar, our soy sauce, Worcestershire, our teriyaki sauce, our balsamic vinegar, our liquid smoke, our apple juice, and our sliced jalapeno peppers. We're going to mix this all so that that honey gets all blended in and all of the seasonings and everything melds together. All right, so our marinade has all come together now. It's nicely stirred. Our meat I grabbed out of the refrigerator, put it into our little bag holder, and we are just going to pour the marinade right in onto the meat. So I'm just going to push it around just a little bit and take it off of my little bag holder. Put that away. So one thing that is really important to do is to kind of get a lot of the air out of the bag. So I just fold it like this so that I get most of the air out, seal it here, and then when it's in the refrigerator, it's got the most marinade to surface contact. See, it'll be like this. So I'm going to set this into the refrigerator. I'm going to leave it, like I said, probably for at least 48 hours, maybe 72, before I come back and put it into the dehydrator. Hey guys, so it's been actually 3 days since we took our London broiled strips and put them in our marinade. This has been marinating in the refrigerator. The longer you marinate the meat for jerky, the better it is, the more flavorful it is. So our next steps are going to be to remove the beef from the marinade and blot off the excess moisture using paper towels. The more moisture you can get off, the quicker the dehydration can begin. I'm going to lay out a couple of layers of paper towels. I have a lot of beef strips, so I want to do at least a double layer on the bottom, so that when I pull out the beef strips and lay them down, this will take the bottom moisture off, and then we'll blot the top with some more paper towels. So one thing that I did want to say is that when we pull out the beef strips, you want to lay them flat on the paper towel. You're trying to get as much surface area down as you can, because we're trying to take as much moisture off of this beef as we can. All right, so I have gotten all of the beef strips out of the marinade. Now, a couple of things. The next step we want to do, you can see that this is all kind of still wet. You know, like the bottom, it's taking some of the moisture off, wicking some of the moisture off. But we're going to take a few more paper towels. We are going to press the paper towels down onto the beef strips so that we can pull off the top moisture as well. You can tell by looking at them that they're definitely less wet than they were. So we are going to go ahead and start putting them onto the dehydrator trays. All right, so as we put the beef on here, we are just using our best judgment to try to leave a little bit of airflow between the pieces. All right, so the air travels down and back up, like in a circle in the dehydrator. So you just want to be able to let a little airflow go through there so that all of the meat is able to dehydrate. We're going to go ahead and take the bottom, which is a solid piece. We're going to put the first rack onto it. We'll get ourselves another rack, and we're just going to keep going until all of our meat is laid out on racks. We've got a second rack done, and you're just going to keep stacking them up. Keep doing them, keep stacking them up until you use up all of your beef. All right, so there's tray number 3. Get that one stacked up, grab another one. So I ended up with 4 trays. They're all stacked up. We're going to get our dehydrator. We're going to turn it to the highest temperature. On this one, it's 160 degrees Fahrenheit. We are going to put this on. We are going to plug it in, and we're going to walk away. We're going to leave it. We're going to leave it for at least an hour before we even come back and check it. Okay, so we've been dehydrating now for a little over an hour, actually about an hour and a half. So we want to take a look and see how we're doing. You can see that our meat is already changing. When I come and check, I feel them and make sure that they don't feel wet at all, and they don't. I'm going to taste and see how my flavors are developing. All right, it's good. Sweet, spicy, yum. Okay, anyway, so we're going to take the top tray, and I'm going to put it all the way to the bottom. I just move them around. Everything at this point looks really good. If there's any pieces that are bigger that look like they might benefit from being flipped over, go ahead and do that. You're not going to hurt anything. This, not dehydrated yet. See, it's getting there, but it's not there yet. This, definitely getting closer. See, it's holding its own. This one, actually smaller, not wet at all. Still a little pliable. See, it's not cracking. You don't want it to crack. I mean, you can, but you've overdone it if it's cracking. So this one feels like it can come out. I'm going to get a bag ready because as I take the pieces out, every time I check it, I'm going to evaluate the pieces. I'm going to take out the ones that are done, and we'll put them in a bag. All right, so let's take a look at this jerky up close and personal. So you can see the difference between this one and this one. This one is dry and it's ready to come out. This one, still just a little too squishy. Right? So we're going to give that one a little longer. And I will periodically just come throughout the process and I will choose what stays and what goes, reposition them. This one feels good. It feels dry, doesn't feel too squishy. So that one's going to go in the bag. And then as the racks as I go through them, this definitely needs more time, but still wet. But these ones were in the middle too. So the middle ones are going to need a little more time for sure. So now I've got a whole tray that's done. I've already got a bag of beef jerky. I've already got one. All right, so now after my sorting, we are down to just 2 trays. There's just 2 trays left that need a little longer. This is the point where we're going to start checking them every half hour, flipping them over. The jerky, you don't want it to be too soft. You want it to be dried. And there's a huge difference between pinching this piece, this big fat piece, and this little one right here that is dried and ready. And I'm eating it. I have my little bag here, not sealed yet. Just going to sit there, let the jerky sit in it. So we don't change anything in the temperature. We just put it back on and we'll come back and we will check it again, probably every half hour from this point forward. And now I think we're actually all done. So of our remaining 2 trays, you can see that the pieces have shrunk. If you pick them up, you can see they're pliable but not squishy. Okay? Pretty much if you pick it up and you have any question at all, dehydrate it a little bit longer. It's not going to hurt anything. Stop buying beef jerky. Stop buying it. Make this instead. Be in control of your own destiny and be in control of your own ingredients. Be in control of your own price tag. You can store it on the counter. It doesn't need to be in the refrigerator. We do prefer a zip top bag. It doesn't last very long because everybody wants to eat it. We made our own beef jerky, you guys. We made sweet and spicy beef jerky. I mean, we have so many recipes for jerky on our website at therecipebandit.com. And this recipe, the sweet and spicy beef jerky that I made today, I'm going to have in the description. But if you go to the website and you look at the recipe there, there's links to the other ones at the bottom. So we have lots of jerky recipes, and I am sure that I will be back making another flavor soon because we make a lot of jerky. It's it's not hard to make your own beef jerky. This is one of our favorites. I think if you try it, you're going to realize just how easy it is. We would love it if you would subscribe, turn on notifications so you know when we put out new videos. If there's something you guys would like me to make, let me know in the comments. Send me an email, whatever you want to do. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know this was a longer one, but make your own beef jerky. Stop buying it. Make it. It's so worth it. Thanks so much. See you soon.